If you'd like to see more of our videos, hit the subscribe button to stay on top of the market news. Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today's November 18th, 2020, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Bitcoin explodes to the upside. But first, looking at the economic calendar of the day, we have a yearly inflation rate coming out of the European Union at 12 p.m. South African time. Now, looking at the various markets, we're watching the dollar actually continue to slide versus the major pairs as the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq all falter after disappointing retail sales yesterday. Now, looking at commodities, pretty much unchanged. And looking at the stocks, they taper off lower. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin, it explodes. Unbelievable move yesterday. We're going to take a look at that as well. But it's as if the markets knew that tomorrow night we will be hosting a live webinar discussing trading Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to start out with the Euro USD, and you see we're gaining some momentum on that upside. Altogether this week, we've gone up about 50 to 70 pips, okay? So altogether as a weekly trade, that wasn't so bad, okay? We've been slowly firming up above this area, but do imagine that we are hitting this resistance-ish area on this upper range, okay? This range we did hit, and that was the November 4th election. So just realize that we are hitting that right now, but it does look like we're hitting it with some gusto. So if we do a break above the 1890-ish level, I do imagine that we could close above the 119-ish level and then carry us higher. Looking at GBP USD, a little bit stronger than the euro. As you can see, really this is firming up on this upper level. Now jumping into the South African rand, it's teasing us, really teasing us, getting stronger versus the dollar, and does have to break that 1530-ish level to really show us some strength. Now jumping into the indices, okay, I'm not going to cover the commodities because really not much happening there. The Dow Jones faltered yesterday about 300 points from 29,900-ish level after the disappointing retail sales numbers that came out. Now it's all taken for understanding, okay? Everything is already factored in as the market is seeping through this pandemic, okay? The U.S. is going through a major second wave right now, and I think they're in the heart of it still, okay? Or the beginning heart of it, okay? I think they have still another 6 weeks to go. And several cities and states are shutting down. So things are looking like as if we're going into the second wave, despite the fact that we have vaccination. It's not going to be prevalent and not going to be mainstreamed until the earliest in January. So we still have some time until that actually happens. Now looking at the Nasdaq, we faltered at that resistance level at 12,000 and didn't break a higher. Okay, so something to consider into today if we don't firm up. Now looking at the individual stocks, Apple sold off yesterday from 118 down to 117, but this is really just drifting lower. This is not massive sell-offs. This is not what we saw last year. Okay, this is just, if we look at the past 3 months, okay, this is just sideways trading because I think the markets are realizing that we're not going to go further down, but we're not necessarily going to go further up. So we're just consolidating at this area. Okay, I don't think we'll have a clearer move until after Thanksgiving, which is after next week, which usually the markets rally between Thanksgiving and New Year. Might be a little bit different this year, though, so keep that in mind. Now, jumping into Bitcoin, this is something that is truly unbelievable. Yesterday, we broke out on the upside to 18,300-ish level. Look at that. And then a very volatile day within the day, 18,400 the high, 17,226. That's a 16 to 1,200 point move within the day. Now we are shuffling around this 17,700-ish level. If we look at a daily chart, that's as high as we got. We really have to look at it on a weekly chart. Okay, so the last time we hit this area was 2017. Now at these areas, there's really not much of a beacon to give us a direction here. Okay, we did break out, but we didn't. We tried to sell off right after we broke out. Okay, this fade opportunity, but it looks like it's, having a hard time breaking out higher. Okay, in the interim, it's still very strong. I wouldn't look to short this at this area. Okay, definitely not. But I would wait for some sort of confirmation. Right now, it's just shuffling itself within this area. If we look at that, that's really just a area that it's trading within right now, okay, that's really hard to gauge which way it's going to go. So I wouldn't touch it until I got a double confirmation here, either on the upside, if it does break above 17,800-ish level, okay, into that 18,000-ish level. If it does progress like that, then I would say that it's getting a little bit stronger and firming up, and possibly will break that 18,400-ish level. But remember, since this has broken up, since we discussed it, it's gone from 12,000 from about a month ago, okay, to where it is right now. Okay, so over a month, it's gone about 6,000 points on Bitcoin. That's half. That's 50% breakout. So I do expect some sort of correctional move. Okay, the correctional move should probably happen about to the 14,000 level-ish level. Okay, but that has yet to be shown that it's correcting itself. So for right now, I'm just gonna put my hands off. If there are intraday volatile moves, like you could see that right now, there are some opportunities, then definitely take advantage of it, okay, if you're a scalper for that type of move. But for long-term traders, for people that are swing trading it, okay, right now I don't have any confirmation whether it's going to break out on the upside or the downside. So I would just wait until I get a confirmation, okay, either a breakout from the 17,500-ish level or a breakout on the 18,000-ish level. Okay, so either direction will give me that opportunity. So just be aware of that. Now, the fact that Bitcoin, we're going to discuss in the webinar at length why Bitcoin is back in play and why it's trading so volatile recently. So make sure to register to the webinar there. Okay, this is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.